So, with school starting up in a few weeks again, though it's going to be online school as it was before, I'm going to be talking today about how online school was after the year changed because of the virus. Alright, starting off, one of the most annoying things about online school was all the meetings I had to go to for like the first few weeks, probably like a month or something actually, of online school. None of the work was required. So, like your average student, I just ignored all of it because I valued my free time, and if I got more of it, then I might as well spend it. And but then later, probably like around like halfway through, because it was a new trimester, they made it so that the work was more required. Like if you could do the work, then you needed to do the work. But if you didn't have resources to do it or something, then you were meant to get them from the school. Or just, I don't know, it was weird. From what I heard, a lot of kids didn't even do the work and they still passed. Well, I worked pretty pretty well. I don't know. Like I didn't push myself to do absolutely everything correctly, but I did the majority work and I did always the bare minimum, except for like Spanish. Spanish was hard to keep up with. But yeah, stuff was pretty annoying to keep up with because I'm in high school. I had 7 classes. Some of them were obviously easier than others. Like I just mentioned, Spanish was always annoying because there's so much like checking and learning that I had to do every time. It always became more challenging. While stuff like PE was pretty simple because it was just like reading or just doing like a little comprehension task of like an article, or we would do some like physical work or just write something about an experience. That was pretty easy, and those didn't take much. I usually did like a week's work in like an hour or something if I just did it all in one sitting and didn't get up to go eat something or distract myself, which was really hard to get used to. And I'm surprised I even got through all the schoolwork because I got distracted really easily and I wasted a lot of my time. And most of the time, I would just end up doing all the work on the last day or two because but with our little crew check-ins that we did on Friday, we'd have to check in with our teacher, and then our group of students that were assigned to the teacher, we would all have to do a little weekly check-in. But to be honest, most of the kids, they were, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the majority of the kids in my crew. I don't really have anything against them. It's just that I don't care for them. And then basically, it was just myself that would go to them. And like I had like 1 or 2 friends that were in my crew and that little group of kids, but none of them ever attended it because they they just didn't care about school. Well, I just did it so that way I'd get counted as a grade. And a few of the weeks were pretty fun because of, I don't know, they were just better than others. Though easily the thing I hated most about those meetings was that I would always have to wake up early, especially the math meetings. I think they'd be around like 8 or something, and I'm the type of guy who wakes up at like 12 to 2, somewhere in that range, because I'm a busy-going teenager, so I don't really care about my sleep schedule. And having to wake up early on those mornings, or like having to go to sleep a little early the night before, is always really annoying. Especially the Friday ones. Those ones, they were like 12. I know it was like 10 to 11 or some crap. So it'd always be a little bit off what I'm used to. I just never woke up the right way. Though, to be honest, the thing I hated the most about basically online school was just trying to actually do the work because I had a laptop. I got my own personal laptop like a week or two before we had online school. So I'd gotten used to just messing around and playing games and doing teenager crap on my laptop, if you know what I'm saying. And it was very hard for me to get in the mood to want to do work. That's something I struggled with over like the few, like probably a couple months of doing the online school. And I think I've gotten a little bit better at it, but hopefully I'm good enough where when school starts up again next month, I'll be prepared. Though to be honest, most of the online work was pretty easy, all things considered, compared to doing in school work physically. It was a lot less work than what it should have been, to be honest. Since they were cutting it down to online, a lot of kids had less access and time for that access, so they cut it down a lot. And I don't know, it was a pretty fair amount of time for each class, and I think they did a pretty good job at making accessible and easy to do tasks for us to keep up with and keep our minds fresh, as they called it. But yeah, I guess that's the end of the video and whatnot. As I kind of touched on earlier, next month, September 1st, is when my school is starting their online work. So, to be honest, I'm probably going to start uploading less videos when it comes around that time, or at the very least, might be a little harder to do. Hopefully, by then, I'm more in the, it's more of a routine to make a video a day or something. That way, I don't feel as rushed when I'm trying to keep up with playing games with friends, recording videos, and doing schoolwork. And hopefully, by then, I can find a healthy way to keep everything in check and together. Though the hardest lesson I had to learn was